let's quickly bring you up to speed and tell you what I know as of right this second, 1:07 p.m. Eastern time. As you know, as I reported on Monday, on Sunday, word started to trickle in that the press conference was not going to happen. Michael Chandler was en route to the airport to go. He was all packed up. He was ready to go, from what I was told, to the airport to be there in Dublin. He was relishing it. He was excited about it. And then he got the word it might be off. And then he got the word by Sunday afternoon it is off. And not a lot of information was being shared all over the place, as you can see. Not a lot is being put out there. And he's trying to stay the course about the reasons for it. On Monday's show, I laid out several reasons as to why that you could eliminate. Several reasons that should not be attributed to the postponement or cancellation of this press conference. I laid it all out for you guys, and still I saw people saying, so basically he knows nothing. I mean, I don't even think, initially I thought I had said too much. And still it was people saying, you don't know what you're talking about. Again, have to respect the wishes. Off the record is off the record. That was as much as I could report. And there were some smart people out there that were able to figure it out, and good on you. Whatever. I will say, and this is where the new information comes, the vibes on Sunday were quite confused. The vibes on Monday were quite pessimistic. And there was anxiety, not just from you guys, not just from the fan base, not just from the community, but anxiety. There was anxiety. Okay, what's going on? No word as to why it was canceled. There's the message from Conor McGregor, which, was good to hear from him. Obviously, it wasn't his typical Twitter message. It didn't mention June 29th, but that gave, I think, a little bit of optimism. But still, there was a lot of anxiety. A lot of anxiety heading into Tuesday. And what I reported on Tuesday afternoon was that there was positivity, that they were holding out hope, but that they were also reaching out to people to gauge their interest as to whether or not they would step in as a replacement or to create a whole new main event. They are not going to cancel UFC 303. There's too much attached to that event. UFC X, Hall of Fame, it's a big card, International Fight Week. So smart thing to do is to do your due diligence. See who's available, see who's out there. Now, we went through the champions on Monday. We're not going to do that again, but there aren't a ton of options. But the UFC is the best at pulling rabbits out of their hat. They figure things out on the fly. They've been here before. And in fact, they've been in worse spots with a shorter amount of time, and they still figure it out. So people took that part as, shit, it's off. The first sentence that I tweeted was, there's positivity, there's optimism, but they're doing their due diligence. They're looking around. They're sending out feelers, but nothing like, are you in, are you out, contract, nothing like that. Just seeing who might be out there. What are the options? What are the scenarios? Where do we stand? I could tell you as of last night and as of today, this morning, early afternoon, it's currently 1:10 p.m. Eastern time. I could tell you that there is great positivity that this fight is going forward. As of right now, if you're asking me straight up, to shoot with you all straight up, and I'm the only one doing it, is Conor McGregor going to fight Michael Chandler on June 29th? My answer is yes. As of right now. Now, do I know what happens tomorrow? Do I know what happens the next day? Do I know what happens in an hour? No. But as of right now, the vibes could not be any more different than Sunday and Monday. The positivity could not be any greater than what I was hearing on those two particular days. It is so much higher now. And there is great positivity, I would say, and great optimism that all systems are a go. And so I hope that that suffices. I hope that people are happy with that. I hope that if you were worried about your flight, your ticket, et cetera, that you feel a little bit better now. Now, I say this and I reiterate. A million things can happen between now and tomorrow, now and this afternoon, now and dinner time, now and next week. But as of right this second, everything that I am hearing is that there's great positivity, there's great optimism, and we've turned a bit of a corner here. Now, again, whatever happened over the weekend happened over the weekend, and perhaps there will be a time for people to discuss that. But I repeat, nothing illegal, nothing salacious, no PED use, no partying, none of that, okay? I laid it all out for you guys. Things happen. And you know what's so fascinating about this? If there wasn't a press conference scheduled for Monday, no one would have ever known about anything. You know how many things happen in the buildup to a fight that we never hear about, that we only hear about after the fact? Injuries, things that pop up, travel issues, drama with family, drama with training camp, drama with coaches. A gazillion things happen on the route to a fight, on the path to a fight, on the journey to a fight. A gazillion things happen. The only reason we found out about all of this is because they had something on Monday. The obstacles popped up, and it forced the plug to be pulled on this event. If this event, this press conference, wasn't scheduled for Monday, we would have never found out about anything. And that's the great irony as it pertains to all this. Do I think they reschedule? As of right now, there's no talk of that in terms of the press conference. I want to be clear. Do I think they reschedule it for Dublin? I think the time is of the essence now. We're 24 days away. I think it's tight to ask a Michael Chandler to fly. I think he's one of the very few that would do it. Do they feel like the ship has sailed? Maybe. All I know is that's not really being discussed at the moment. There are bigger fish to fry. But I know that from everything I've heard, the UFC brass has been amazing. They've been supportive. They've been on board. They've had everyone's back. And there is great optimism that this is going forward. And I can assure you, whenever the brass meets with the press at any point between now and then, and someone asks them about this, they'll say it's bullshit and that it was much ado about nothing and that you shouldn't believe the media. And if it didn't come from us, don't believe it. But everything I have reported is 1,000% fact from Monday to now. And I feel confident in sitting here right now based on everything that I have heard, that people are feeling good. They're feeling good about this. And I don't know if that was the case on Monday when I was sitting here. And I don't even necessarily know if that was the case yesterday when I was tweeting a couple of times about it. But I think that the vibes have changed and there's positivity. And as of yesterday evening, I've not heard of any other feelers being sent out. So everyone who was saying, oh, this means it's over, the UFC sends feelers all day long. That's their job. Again, I understand that there are new fans and I appreciate that and I love that. But you have to remember several things. They have to be prepared. They have to look out for their event and their best interest, and there's so many tickets and such a big gate. We also have to recognize that Conor McGregor doesn't pull out when scheduled. He doesn't do that. The example that was brought up to me yesterday regarding UFC 200 wasn't his decision. He didn't want to partake in the media, and so they pulled the plug on it. They did, and went with DC and Jones, and then they moved him to 202. He has never pulled out when injured, when there's been an obstacle of any kind, and people forget he snapped his leg 3 years ago. But if you look at the record and you look at the resume and you look at the history, he has never pulled out of a fight when it was scheduled, tickets sold, out there, marquee, poster, etc. I acknowledge, as everyone wanted to remind me yesterday, Conor of today maybe isn't the Conor of 2015, and maybe his intentions and maybe his desires and maybe his motivation has changed. But I believe, call me foolish, call me a mark, deep down it's the same old G. It's the same old guy. It's the same old guy who wants, and now more than ever, I feel like he is tapping into that, oh, you're all proving me wrong, or excuse me, you're all doubting me. You all think that I don't have it. You all think that I'm partying. You all think that I'm waking up in satin sheets. You all think that I don't have it. You all think that I'm done. I think that is motivation to him. I think that's an engine for him. I think that's fuel. And yeah, I think as of right this second, I think they fight on the 29th of June.